But today we have parents that want to place their responsibility upon me and then get mad when I do what I think is appropriate. You see, everybody wants to walk away from the internet. And if you don't believe me, watch this commercial for AOL, where a mom and her daughter, and the mom actually stands on top of the table in the boardroom, and at one point she says, I don't want to do anything. She actually says that because that's what parents want. They want to walk away from the radio station and know that the FCC is going to make sure that Carlos Mencia doesn't contradict the way they want to raise their kids in any way, shape, or form. They want to walk away from television and know that the FCC is going to make sure that Carlos Mencia nor any other entertainer say anything that is contradictory to the way you want to raise your kids. The problem with this, they're not my kids, they're yours. If you don't want your kid to watch television, then you know what? Don't get them one. The problem is, you want to do what you do at home and in the car. You want to tell your kid, go to your room, but you want to make sure he stays there. So you get him the DVD player, you get him the Xbox, you get him access to the internet, you get him the television, so they could do and say and hear whatever the fuck they want. And then when some shit hits the fan, you want to place it on the rest of us. Well, no. This is your fucking fault and this is your fucking child. It is not my responsibility. I never asked for this shit. That's your problem. But what happens? Janet Jackson's tit pops out. The funny thing is, only 2% of this country actually have digital high-def equipment good enough to actually have pixelated a tit. I love the way everybody goes, I saw the tit, but the day of the tit, everybody went, was that her tit? I find it fucking hilarious that you asked, was it a tit, but then the next day, I saw it. Yeah, you did. You saw it the next day, cochino, on www.meco.com. That's where you fucking saw it. But there's so much hypocrisy in all of this, it's fucking astounding. First of all, it's not about freedom of speech. It's not about don't show tits. It's about show tits the way I think tits are appropriately shown, period, end of story. Because there are tits on TV all the time. Let's not talk about the blurry tits on The Fifth Wheel, or the blurry tits on the Jerry Springer Show, or the blurry tits on Eliminate. How about the tits that aren't blurred? The ones on regular television called PBS that nobody bitches about. I find it interesting that the tits of Janet Jackson, oh my God, but when it's, and between you and me, those tits are offensive. Yeah, I understand sagging, but fuck, they should never look ironed. That's just bullshit. It's true, you can't even see the nipple. It's in the back of the tit. You're like, can I pinch it? I also find it interesting that people are shocked at sexual content during the halftime. But Carlos, football is a family event. It's a family event if you want to teach your kid that a woman being just purely a sexual object is okay. Well, football is not about that. Of course it is. That's what cheerleaders are there for. How can you be surprised at Janet Jackson being objectified when every cheerleader is exactly that? And if I'm wrong, why are those Raiderettes shorts so tight it looks like they're smuggling tamales? Can I ask why the fuck that snatch looks like this? Huh? That's not even a camel toe, that's a moose knuckle. What the fuck is this? 0.6 seconds is how long that tit was revealed. 30 frames a second, 18 frames were shown. I find it interesting that millions of emails were sent because of 0.6 seconds of a blurry tit because of sexual content. Yet none of those hypocritical motherfuckers mentioned 32 one-minute commercials during the same broadcast for a pill that'll keep your dick hard for 36 hours. Fuck these lying sacks of shit. That is sexual content. Hell, the commercial actually says, if your penis stays erect for 4 hours straight, call your physician. What the fuck is that? And by the way, if your penis gets hard and you don't know what to do with it, please fucking kill yourself. Just kill yourself. Because if you don't know how to fix a hard on your wife is done, and your babies are going to be dun, 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 so fucking stop.